Oh, you're right. I'm only at 150. Garfield says it. All right. Everybody's cool with the yellow, yeah?
Yep.
Now, that blue is sitting right there, yes? So that would be right there, right?
Yeah.
Which would give me 3 to what power? The what? The 12th. Perfect. Now down here on the bottom, what do I do there? Oh, I think I screwed this question up. Yeah, no. This is 3 to the 10th. And then it's 3 squared, and then it's 9.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was 243? I had it as 3 to the 5th.
Well, now we need to slow down because I erased all my work.
Well, that was dumb. Why? How did I get that? Don't do math in pen.
I was correcting.
Oh. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
As you should be.
I do apologize. I don't know why I would have written 3 to the 5th.
Well, how are we supposed to trust any of your answers now?
You're absolutely right. How do you trust my answers? By asking, and then I do the actual work. Because you'll notice I showed no work there, yes?
Yep.
Now, let me turn this around on you. Class, does you show work?
Yes, I do.
No, I'm asking you now.
Yes.
Class, does you show work?
Yes.
Of course I do, because when I don't show work and I do it all in my head, is it possible I'll make a mistake?
Yep.
Do you know when I filled in all these 11 answers? No, 2 seconds ago between when the last class ended and you people arrived. I did them all in my head. No, it's not showing off. It's proving that if you don't show work, it's real easy to make a mistake, and it's really embarrassing in front of everybody to make a mistake like that. Look at how red my face is. So I'm glad you all said, idiot. What? And now I had to show my work, and now I see my mistake. Because let's be honest, Bayet, when you're this funny, this handsome, and this intelligent, you've got to make a couple of mistakes so you all feel like you're allowed to be in the room with me. Right? Again, we've gone over this. If there's a billion things in the world that you could be good at, you're going to be bad at 999,999,999 of them. So why shouldn't you be happy about the few things you are good at, right? Obviously I'm smart. Obviously I'm funny because you're still laughing. And obviously, look at how hot my wife is. Obviously I'm a good-looking guy, or I wouldn't have gotten a wife that hot. It's that simple. Oh, that was recorded. I hope Catherine watches it. She won't. But it won't matter. She knows I think she's hot. Now I'm going to be second-guessing myself every time. Lucas?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, now I got to check, because now I'm all embarrassed.
I got x to the power 3. Oh, you're wrong.
X to the negative 10. Oh, see what I did? I didn't make that negative. I brought this up, and I had x to the 10 plus 13, which is x to the 23. Is it? No. Well, it is, but that's not the question, because this is supposed to be negative 10. So that should have gone down there. That should have gone up there, right? Now, I will take this time to do this. X to the negative 10 over x to the negative 13. Now, again, because these have the same signs, we could just cancel, couldn't we? Like, I can get rid of negative 10 there, and I can get rid of 10 of them there, which would leave me with negative 3. And, of course, that's not allowed, so it would move up there. And once again, I'm trying to show you that even though one knows what one is doing, if one does not slow down and do one's work correctly, one looks like a doofus.
So your mistakes are to show us not.
No, they're mistakes.
Okay.
But I'm going to use them as a teachable moment to show, look, even though I do a ton of crap in my head, if you don't write it down, the more complicated it gets, the more chances are you've got a negative in the wrong spot somewhere and you screw it up, then you look like an idiot.
I agree.
Well, not you. I do, because you don't project everything out for everyone to see. You only see yours and do this. Oh, I'm such an idiot. But you're not. It's a simple mistake. Toby. You better check 2 now. Now I feel bad. We've got to check them all. 16. No, I know 2's right. Because I helped a lot of people with 2 on the way yesterday.
Can we do it though? Because I did it wrong.
What do you do with those exponents, Sophia?
U plus 5
Yeah,
plus
so 5 plus negative 2 is 3, right? What do you do with the 3 and the 2?
times by 2 is 6.
So that's 4 to the 6th, right? And on the bottom you had 4 to the 4th, right?
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Number 5. Now I'm really checking. Flip it, square it, cube it. 5's right. 4y to the 6th. Yeah.
What's 4? I request 8. Oh, never mind. We just did that.
We just did that one. Everybody got 5?
Yes. I would like to request number 8, please. We'll probably go in order and go to 6.
Well, are 6 and 7 okay?
I got 8, 14. I got 8 for power 14 for 6.
So you add the 2. Yeah, should have been 14. Good call.
Oh.
And here, 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. Yes, negative 20 goes down there. Negative 20 minus 5 is 15. It's already in the bottom. That one's right.
Yep.
14x. I did 2 because I forgot I did 12 minus 2. It's 12 minus minus 2. Because that 2x should have come up there and been positive. 12 plus 2 is 14. Yeah, sure. So 7 had negative 20 over 5, and then it had the exponents. Right? Negative 20 over 5 is negative 4.
It's not negative 20x.
Or 20 over negative 5. Doesn't matter. It's still negative 4. And this negative 20 would go down here, right? Where this negative 5 is, yeah? And once it moves down there, it becomes positive, yeah? 20 minus 5 means in the denominator, I add x to the 15th. So that stays here. Now, some of you will want to do this. You'll say, okay, you've got x to the negative 20 over x to the negative 5. And you'll say, all right, so they both need to switch. X to the 5th over x to the 20th. 5 of them will disappear. 5 of them will disappear. And I've got x to the 15th still in the denominator. I know it. And number 8. So, I heard people requesting it. First of all, as I have said many times, don't forget the stuff you already know. If none of this were here, if you were in the 9th grade, what would you do with that? You would distribute. And you would get negative 32n plus 48, yes?
Is it 32?
Negative 32, because negative 16 times 2 is negative 32, right? And down here, you would get 4n minus 4, correct? Okay. And if none of this were here, what would you do with that?
16 divided by 4.
Which is? Negative 4, right? So you would have negative 4 there, yes? But all that is there, and these are exponents, aren't they? And they are exponents that go with x, yes? So if we were in the 10th grade, before we ever put gross stuff as an exponent, if we had x to the 4th over x squared, what would we do? We'd subtract. So we're going to subtract. What is negative 32 minus 4? Negative 36. What is 48 minus minus 4? Positive 52. So I have negative 4x to the negative 36n plus 52. Now somebody should say Isn't that a negative exponent? Right? Right? So you could make the argument to move this to the denominator. Right? Now, I wouldn't move it to the I wouldn't move it to the denominator because I don't know what n is. If n is 1, that's a positive exponent. Everybody understand? Yeah. Now, if you did move it, do you think I would deduct from you in any way? No, of course not. Because it shows me you understand exponent laws, right? Everybody okay? Yeah? So I would take that, or I would take negative 4 over x to the 36 n plus 52. Yeah. Now remember, this is over and above, right? Like, this is not what I just want you to be aware that you will be seeing stuff like this in the future. And you start by dealing with it with what you already know. That's how we build up our math, right? Like, nobody showed you multiplication until you could add effectively, right? And then number 9. I'm sorry, hand was up over there, Adair? Oakley dokley. And there's number 9 and 10. Please double check them because, as you are well aware, I am all over the map today. Okay, so what is happening here is I am taking care of in there first, right? Which gets me 3 x squared, because this x cancels and one of them cancels, yes? And then this y is canceling, and I'm going to have y cubed down there, yeah? Because I have 1 y on the top and 4 on the bottom. Now, all of that is squared. So 3 squared is 9, x squared squared is x to the 4th, and this y is in the denominator, so it stays in the denominator because it's positive. Bea.
We did it wrong.
Because I thought that it was square, like the whole thing in the brackets was square.
The whole thing in the brackets is squared.
I legitimately wrote it out twice, and then I thought the 2 negative 3 exponents would
Okay,
be
so
positive.
you did this. And wrote it again. Over 2xy to the 4th, right? That's what you're saying?
I know.
Okay.
I did 3x squared y.
Oh, okay. 3x squared. You did 3x squared y to the what?
Y to the negative 3.
Y to the negative 3.
And then I thought because the whole thing is
Okay, that's cool. And then you would have squared that, which you get 9x to the 4th, because 2 to the 4th. And y to the negative 6. Negative 6.
I did positive 6 because I saw 2 negative 3 exponents, and I thought that made it positive.
No.
So it does
Because you're only adding, remember?
right.
You're not multiplying with the exponents. That's the danger of learning the laws, right? Of just learning the laws.
Yeah.
Like, if you stop your learning at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're going to be in trouble because of things like that. Okay? Because you get your brain locked into exactly what you just locked your brain into. 2 negatives make a positive.
Yeah.
Right? And exponents do multiply, so I must be multiplying my exponents, so I must have a positive. Right? Trust me, I hear you. I know exactly what you're saying. And there is number 10. Let me double check. That's right. Yes. In the numerator, I've got to deal with that 4, right? Is the negative part of the base? Is the negative part of the base? Yes. So that negative is going to repeat 4 times, right? When you multiply a negative 4 times, that's an even number. You get a positive, don't you? So negative 2 to the 4th is 16, yeah? And then a to the 4th and b to the 8th, yes? over 2. And then I got to deal with that exponent, which is a to the 6th and b to the 3rd, yes? 16 divided by 2 is 8. A to the 4th over a to the 6th. Those 4 are going to disappear. How many of those are going to disappear? 4 of them. So that is now a to the 4th in the denominator. And how many of these 8 are going to disappear?
I thought 4 of the 6s disappear, so isn't it 8 of 2?
4 of the 6s disappear.
Is 6 on top?
There's 4. It was a to the 4th on top and a to the 6th on the bottom. So a squared. And then 8 and 3. 8 and 3. 5. These are going to disappear. And I'm going to be left with b to the 5th on the top. And now this one's really tricky. Okay? Now, let me talk about why. 4 and 8, if I had this, 4x squared times 8x squared, I would have 32x to the 4th, right? Because the 4 would hit the 8, and the x's would hit the x's, right? But that's not what I have. What's the base under the pink circle right now? 4. What's the base under the pink circle right now? Are they the same base? So I can't do the exponent law. But they are kind of the same base, aren't they? Because isn't 4 2 squared? So isn't this first term 2 squared to the x? Agreed? Times, what's 8? No, 2 cubed. 2 cubed to x plus 4, yes? Over, what's 16? We just did it. 2 to the 4th to what power? X plus 1, right? Now, what do we do with exponents over brackets? We distribute it. We multiply it, right? So this green term is now going to be 2 to the 2x, yes? And the red term is going to be 2 to the 3x plus 12, yes? And the blue term is going to be what? Now, are they all the same base? So now can I add the exponents? What's 2x plus 3x plus 12? Green and red will make brown. So that is 2 to the 5x plus 12 over the blue one, 2 to the 4x plus 4. What do we do there? Subtract. Blue and brown will still make brown. So that is 2 to the, what's 5x minus 4? X. And what's 12 minus 4? 8. And now we're done. Everybody cool?
So we can change the basis?
Always. Because numbers are just numbers, aren't they? Right? 8 is 8 times 1. 8 is 4 times 2. 8 is 4 plus 4. 8 is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 8 is 8 times 1 8. 8 is 72 divided by 9. All of those are 8. Well, you know. All right. So now that we've talked about those and we've embarrassed our teacher, check these over right now. If you're not done, what should you do? Get them done so we can go over these in what? 5 minutes is enough time to make sure they're all done? Because they all should have already been done, yes? 5 minutes is enough? Let's start with 7 and see what happens. Ooh. I'm going to play hockey tonight.
I have a question. You play hockey?
I do.
My dad plays
Does your dad play hockey? Does your dad play hockey on Thursday nights with a bunch of old guys in Abbotsford?
I don't know what beer league team he's on this year. I know he plays in Chilliwack sometimes. But he plays in Abbey, Center Ice, I think.
Recorded. That was good comedy. Sorry, Professor Negroho. All right. That was his name. Wiginato Nugroho. I don't even know what country he was from. How could I forget the name Wiginato Nugroho? Exactly.
What was his nickname? Negro?
No, he didn't have a nickname. He was Professor Negroho.
Oh, yeah.
You don't nickname profs.
I would have slipped up and been like Negro.
You would have walked in, hey, my Negro? That would have been useful.
A right there.
All right, let's go. 5 and 3, do they change?
5.
No, what's the only thing that happens in number 8? The M comes up here. Why? So what do I get? 5M
8.
N over easy peasy lemon squeezy. What about 9?
M2 over negative 4N2.
M squared over negative 4N squared. Look at you guys. Ooh, tricky McTrickleton.
No.
X squared. You two are funny. Because this negative 1 is going to come up here and become positive 1, right?
I kept in my Y's too.
Would you have marked it wrong?
If you left a Y in there?
Yeah,
Well, then I'd have to mark it wrong because the Y's plainly cancel, don't they?
Yeah, no, but you would know they cancel on it.
What's this one? I love this one. I love watching kids work this one out because they get all crazy over here. What's the answer? 1. Why? It's all to the 0. Sometimes I see kids who don't listen to me. And remember how I always say simplify inside the brackets first? I've seen kids do this.
That's tough.
Yo, I'd be doing that on a test. So.
And then they write it out. Negative x to the 0, y to the 0 over negative 2 to the 0, x to the 0, y to the 0 times x to the 0. 1 times 1 over 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. It's so funny. I like it because it looks like a spider. And this one, oh, barf. So freaky deaky.
Y3, X1. Oh, never mind.
Number 12.
I definitely should know what
Gagan, hit me.
2x5 over
2x to the 5th over
y.
just y? Do people agree? Oh, intrigue. All right, let's have a look. Is there anything happening? Should I worry about the top right now, the numerator? No, we're going to leave it. 2x squared y to the minus 1 over. I better sort out the bottom here, right? What number should be here? 1. So it's going to be negative 2, right? Because negative 1 times positive 2, yeah? But Toby is saying, what about that negative exponent there, right? Does the negative exponent change the value of the base?
No.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
Does the negative exponent change the value of the base?
No. Unless it's outside of the brackets, then yes. Yes, it does. Huh? I didn't hear you.
All right. So the argument is, somebody is saying that if I have negative y to the negative 1, just that, forget all the rest of the stuff, you're telling me that this would become a positive.
Yes.
The y wouldn't, but the 1 would. So this down here is going to become, we're not touching the top, I'm going to have negative y to the negative 1, right? And x to the positive 1, right? Times 2yx squared. Now, that's still negative 1, right? Negative 1 times 2 is what? Negative 2 y to the negative 1 over negative 2.
Answer the question.
Now, Which question?
If
He's doing it right now.
no, if negative y in a bracket times negative y.
Oh, no. This is 1 over negative y.
Yeah, no, but you didn't say whether the negative 1 changes the 1 in the bracket.
It doesn't.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But that's what I just did right here.
Well, I don't know. I was waiting
Now.
for the answer.
Where was I? I'm lost now. Where was I? Y. Oh, the y is negative 1, and with the x is positive 1. And then, we're combining now, aren't we? Because we have it right here. What's negative 1 and positive 1y?
Negative 1y.
What happens here?
Negative.
Yes, Haley.
Up there, you have negative y. Sorry, right a little bit lower, like the full. Yeah, right there. You have a negative y. The power of negative 1.
This is negative 1y to the negative 1.
And then negative 2 down there.
Because 2 times negative 1 is negative 2.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
The y's are going to do what?
Multiply.
They're going to
Add.
cancel out because negative 1 and positive 1, right?
Yeah.
So the y's are gone. And how many x's are in the denominator now? x3. Okay. So negative 2 over negative 2 is what?
Negative. Just the
Negative 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's negative. What's happening here?
X1 on the bottom, so just X on the
So x is staying on the bottom. And where's that guy got to go?
bottom. To the bottom.
And what's got to stay up there?
1.
1.
I was like, way off.
Yeah, obviously. As you should be. I'm hungry. You hungry?
I'm hungry too. I forgot lunch. There's 2 pieces of pizza in my fridge, wrapped in plastic wrap, at home. No, it's at home.
I was gonna say, don't mind if I do.
It's at home.
I have rice and chicken in my
It's
basket.
at home. And I opened my fridge this morning. I made breakfast and I looked at the pizza. Oh, yeah, I got my lunch.
That's tough.
And then I left.
You could have sold today.
And then I was like, I'll just eat at the calf.
You could have bought pizza downstairs.
Calf was closed. No, I can't eat pizza. I can't eat wheat.
Oh, so you have those specially made pizza?
Yeah.
Ah.
Nah, it's cool. It's almost time to go.
I can promise there's no cross-contamination. I can't guarantee.
Are you celiac?
No, I'm not.
Then why would you have non-cross-contaminated rice crackers? I know why, because rice crackers are the best.
They're so good.
I used to not think, it was like, why would you ever get rice crackers? And then Stone Wheat Thins got bad, so I started buying rice crackers. I was like, oh, damn, these are the best. What do you want, Tira? Of course you can go to the washroom. All right.
How much does it?
So you're working on pages 11 to 15 with the answers. When will your quiz be?
After.
Tomorrow, Monday.
11 to 15? That's 4 pages.
It's only like 18 questions.
That's 4 pages.
It's like 18 questions, and a bunch of them are multiple choice.
That's 17 questions.
And there's an answer key.
Without using calculator.
Yeah, no calculators, cheaters, pumpkin eaters.
I gotta double check what 4 times 2 is.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna lie, I do double check it.
What
hurtful.
are you supposed to do with 2?
You're supposed to prove this is true. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this, Sophia?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. Something there isn't allowed. So where should that go?
At the top.
So it's going to come 3 times 5 squared. What's 5 squared?
25.
And what's 3 times 25?
75.
So didn't we just prove it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think you just played me, so I would do the work for you.
Really?
Well done. Well done. You see, if it fooled me again. Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me.
I thought it was fooled me 3 times.
Nobody's fooling me thrice. One of my favorite words.
Twice?
Thrice. I wish that there were more. I wish it went past thrice, but it doesn't.
Quattro?
No.
Yeah.
Quattro is French or Spanish for 4.
Yeah. What is thrice?
3 times.
I know, but what language?
English. Once, twice, thrice.
Okay, but I'm thinking 4 would definitely be cacho.
But, okay.
Then what's 4 means?
There isn't one. That's my point. There isn't a word for that. I'm saying there should be.
I know, but I'm thinking of what it could be.
Bro, I'm gonna lose my mind laughing.
You've already lost your mind.
Don't do that to me.
Is it because I'm not 16?
Okay, now, I don't even want to know what the hell's going on there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Don't look at me like that.
It is a lot of work, right?
It is.
Now, just let's take a moment and let's use our brains, yes? If you are doing these, checking them, and getting them consistently right,
That's us.
is there a super need to do every question?
No, of course not.
That's right? That's what I'm saying, right? If you find yourself on number, 11B, and you get it perfectly right, and then you get C perfectly right, maybe you don't do D. Or maybe you skip C and try D because it's got multiply and divide. All right? Take charge of your situation. But if you only do 4 or 5 practice questions, and then you bomb the quiz that doesn't count for anything, then what do you need to do with these pages? You need to go back and have another look at them. Right? The only time I will demand that you do every question is when it is an actual assignment for me. Okay? Otherwise, you do as much or as little as you want, but you reap the consequences. Which means if you do no practice and start bombing tests and don't change, that's your problem. Oh.
Canada.
Oh, nice. I wouldn't have said that.
What were you going to